Hey everyone! Are you a leader who feels uncertainty when navigating the topic of mental health with your team? If so, you've come to the right place because in this video, I talk about how you can support your employees' mental health while setting an example for the rest of your team. But before I jump in, and for those who don't know me, my name is Mel and I'm a registered holistic nutritionist. On this channel, I simplify nutrition and holistic wellness with a large focus on mental health. If you find my content useful, be sure to subscribe for more similar videos, give me a thumbs up, and let me know below what topics you'd love to see me create more videos on. So my first recommendation for all you leaders is be compassionate. It's so important for a leader to portray compassion around the topic of mental health. So whether through meetings or in one-on-ones, the topic of mental health should be tabled regularly. So for example, if you're leading a team meeting, you can say, guys, I know life can get quite overwhelming at times with work and personal life, so I'd like to take this time to talk as a team on how we can support one another through challenging times. So from there, the discussions will flow. Igniting this conversation is going to give your team a sense of acceptance and support, especially for those who are suffering in silence. Next, get educated. Yes, your team will see through the bullshit. If you've never experienced mental illness with yourself or through a loved one, it can be very difficult to support others if you have no clue what it looks like. And that's okay, because honestly, go buy yourself a lottery ticket because mental illness isn't a joke. And you can thank your lucky stars if you have yet to experience it. So what to do? Simply get educated. Start researching mental illness through literature or online videos. Listen to other stories. Educate yourself on the stats, like 1 in 5 people will experience a mental illness in their lifetime. Watch movies that surround mental health, like A Beautiful Mind, Silver Linings Playbook, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. If on the other hand, you have experienced mental illness and are willing and able to share your story, now that's impactful. It's key to be able to portray to your team that even the most successful leaders suffer and shouldn't suffer alone. Next up, talk the talk and walk the walk. We can talk until we're blue in the face, but if we stop at talk, we're going to be missing out on stellar opportunities. Instead, if you can demonstrate healthy behaviors like shutting down your computer by 5 p.m., refraining from sending emails to your team after a certain hour, getting up and stretching or encouraging your team to get up and stretch with you, going for a midday walk. Maybe you can implement like yoga sessions, having a yoga instructor come into the office in the afternoon, or if you're working from home, doing it through Zoom. Another great way to portray this is by dropping work when family circumstances arrive and leaving responsibilities to other people to handle so that your team members can also see and know that if they need to take the time away from work, they can, and their work will get covered. Next, check in. Make it a habit to check in with your team members regularly and ask the right questions. So what I mean by that is avoid general questions like, how are you? How are things? Be more specific. If you know your team member has a young family, perhaps you can ask, how are your children? How are you managing the juggling act these days? Is there anything I can do to help you? Wow, talk about really getting to their level and truly showing concern and thoughtfulness. It can go a very long way. Next, provide the resources. So most larger organizations have employee assistance programs, which are free of charge to team members who need extra emotional support at all hours of the day. BetterHelp.com is another option. So it's an affordable online counseling service for those organizations that don't have an employee assistance program. And I'll include that link within the description below. Human resources will likely have a ton of info that you can provide your team and remind them regularly about. So another really helpful idea is incorporating monthly team meetings that allow members to brainstorm ways to cope through troublesome times. Some team members may be open to sharing their own experiences, while others may not. So I know what you're thinking, and you're saying, Mel, how on earth am I going to find the time to do this? Well, maybe it'll be beneficial to know the stats that show that 61% of employees are burnt out at their jobs, and $3.5 billion is the annual cost of stress-related absences to employees. So in knowing this, it may be worth dedicating some time each month with your team to walk through their options and resources for mental health. Now, I know many corporations have a mandate to ensure that their employees complete a certain number of mental health courses each year. But let's be real. Are people really getting engaged when they're swamped as hell? So let's optimize our face time with our teams. And lastly, Crosstrain. The one reason why it took me 10 weeks of suffering in silence before I mustered the courage to inform my leader about my mental illness was because I didn't feel anyone could take on the extra workload if I took a leave of absence. So most organizations today are overburdened with responsibilities due to reduced team sizes and reduced budgets, and many dedicated employees can't even fathom making their health a priority. So cross-training is one of the best things you can do for your team. Ensure that there's always a few people who can pick up on anyone's workload in times of need. My friends, I hope this video was able to demonstrate how easy it is to infuse healthy mental health discussions with your team members. Mental health or not, being a leader means supporting your team through anything and everything. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found my video helpful. See you in the next one. Ciao for now.